All the notable names of all the beautiful people preparing for fashion's biggest night, and that is, of course, what will happen right here on these steps of Met Gala. This year's theme, by the way, is costume art with the dress code of fashion is art, and guests are getting ready right now, expected to dazzle. So CBS News contributor and, by the way, Puck fashion correspondent Sherman joins us now for all of the excitement. I just saw The Devil Wears Prada over the weekend, so I know that only intensifies what's already the biggest night of the year there at the Met Gala. What are you watching out for?
Oh, and I have to say it was so real to life, it actually disturbed me a little bit. Tonight I'm looking at what everyone's going to be wearing. Their fashion is art, but also really tonight the big story is the tech bros. OpenAI has a table, Meta always has a table. Jeff Bezos, Lauren Bezos are co-chairs and gave a lot of money to the Costume Institute. So it's really going to be about tech guys with questionable taste taking over the gala.
And how is that sitting with some celebrities who tend to have some pretty strong opinions with things? Are all celebrities going, or are you hearing of anybody who wants to stay home?
You know, we're hearing about some people sitting the night out. Look, that stuff is really hard to corroborate unless your publicist is leaking it directly to Page Six. But I would say that it's complicated. Like, this is a commercial endeavor. Anna Wintour, the chair of the gala, the global editorial content head, or whatever you want to call it, of Vogue, her job is to raise money for the Costume Institute at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. She raised $31 million last year.
Right.
Guess who has money? Billionaires. They used to live on the Upper East Side and run banks. Now they live in Silicon Valley and run tech firms. And so it might not feel tasteful, but there is a reality to it as well. And you do see people who are politically active, like Beyonce, co-chairing the gala. She hasn't been in, I think, a decade or close to a decade. So, you know, it's complicated for everyone involved. I was at a party last night with a bunch of people, and this is a money gig. And so you sort of have to balance how much, like, where you draw the line, I guess.
Right, and it's definitely business, right? I mean, this is not just people dress up and go look beautiful and get photographed. There is business for fashion here. There's the fundraising for the Met, and people should remember that.
Totally. The red carpet for the Met Gala is as big as the Oscars, some years bigger. And so for fashion brands, that's a huge advertising opportunity. You get on the right celebrity, you get on Venus Williams, who's another co-chair, you get on Nicole Kidman, another co-chair, and everybody's talking about you for weeks if you do it right. So, but for good or bad, you know, if you pull it off. So it is just, it's sort of a necessary, some people would say evil, that you kind of have to engage with if you are part of this business.
Well, but we're talking about those who are at the highest echelon. But I do have to tell you, I have a son. He's an incoming student this year at FIT in New York. And this year for his senior prom, he's dressing like some of the people he saw on the red carpet last year for Black Dandyism. So we've gone through and we're going to replicate it. So there is some practical application, right?
Yeah, and that's inspiring. That show was incredible. The new Bodies Focus show at the Met right now that's opening is really interesting. So, you know, this is a cultural institution. This isn't just about the red carpet and it being the Super Bowl of fashion, even though it is all those things. So there are good positives and negatives to everything.
And somewhere there's a nerdy kid like my kiddo and like I was watching going, wow. Nice to talk to you, Lauren. Have a good night. I look forward to seeing what you think about this after we see all the looks. Hope to see you back here on CBS News 24/7.
I want to see your fuzzy pajamas.
You were listening.